watching KingsCast from Seoul!
And welcome to Overtime, brought to you by KingsCast at www.kingscast.net. I am Chris Kalazewski for Keith Kornelick, and this is episode number 45, entitled Big D and Deadline Deals. Tonight we have a very special episode going to talk about the end of the Olympic break and what that means to the players, talk about the trade deadline, and we will also cover the game that took place in Dallas with exclusive coverage from our Dallas correspondent, Chris Bond. Great stuff. Enjoy. So obviously the Kings are back from the Olympics, and 5 players were there, had great experience. 4 out of 5 of them did come back with a medal. I'm sure it was a fantastic experience. They did play in some incredible games. So I'm sure they have a lot to share with their teams. Michael Handzus came oh so close to getting that bronze medal, but can't say enough. A lot of these players, for them, this was their coming out party. Drew Doughty has come out and endeared himself to the world now. They know who he is. He's a fantastic player, had a good tournament, and was up there, and he was 20 years old, and the guy's got a gold medal already, so things are looking up for him. Jack Johnson and Dustin Brown obviously had huge roles on Team USA in their incredible run to the silver medal. Jonathan Quick, obviously, like we said, did not play, but whatever, just being in there, in that environment was a great experience for him, so glad that happened, but glad to have Kings hockey back. Played a game last night in Dallas, and like I mentioned, Dallas correspondent Chris Bond did send us some footage. Always a good time to see his up-close antics with the Dallas game, and they had a little Olympic ceremony for the players who did participate. Here's a little clip of that. Check it out.
From your Dallas Stars, from the Los Angeles Kings and Team USA, forward Dustin Brown. Defenseman Jack Johnson. Goalie Jonathan Quick.
There we go, Quicker!
For Team Canada, from the Los Angeles Kings, defenseman Drew Doughty.
There the boy, Drew!
And from your Dallas Stars, forward Brendan.
Good stuff. Obviously, the game last night, there's no rust at all with this team. This team just came out clicking right away. A final score 5-1. Goals from pretty much everyone. Drew Doughty, who you think would be absolutely exhausted after the Olympics and this experience that he went through, had 3 assists. So great game, great way to come back. We're a little nervous that someone would get injured or they would lose momentum and that players would be tired, but really none of that happened. Luckily, I think Doughty got a little tired there last night, admittedly, but for everyone else, I think fantastic game, win those division games, and getting ready for the last 20 games of the season. This is the playoff run right now. This is the run. This is what matters right now for the Kings. So it's on, and they're going to be playing again tomorrow night and back home on Saturday night against the Montreal Canadiens. So great game, 5-1 over the Dallas Stars. The trade deadline came and went, and Kings did pick up a couple players. Dean Lombardi said he was going to go out and get some role players, and exactly what he did today. Went out and got Jeff Halpern, who is a center, going to be centering that 4th line, and had to trade away Teddy Purcell and a 3rd-round pick. But Teddy Purcell, as you know, became very expendable around November. Wasn't working out. And I hate to sound cliche, but sometimes you need to change the scenery, and maybe Tampa Bay is that place for him. Maybe he can excel down there. Had to sacrifice someone, so that is Teddy Purcell, but see ya. We kind of had a feeling that he would be next. And the other player is Frederick Modin, and I think for a lot of you, myself included, I actually had to Google him to make sure that he was still playing in the league. I thought he might have, gone back to Sweden or something. He, along with Jeff Halpern, have the playoff experience. They have the leadership qualities. Interested to see how they're going to mesh with the players, but I think the locker room right now is so solid that I'm not really worried about that. So Jeff Halpern and Frederick Modin, your new Kings players. At the end of the day, we didn't lose anything big. We didn't trade any first or second round picks. We didn't have to trade an Oscar Muller or a Braden Shen or a Jonathan Bernier. So I think the trade deadline went just as Dino planned because he is planning for a playoff run. He is building a playoff team right now. Marc-Andre Cliche is not going to be a part of that, and he's sent down to Manchester. And same with Oscar Muller. And as much as I love Muller, I think that it is best suited for him to be down in Manchester. You're going to go on a Calder run themselves, and he could tear it up and be a big contributor for that team. So the Dallas game, we had Chris Bond footage. He always sits close to the glass, always sort of ridicules other fans. He sort of treats it like he's actually at Staples Center, but he's not, he's in Dallas. So I want to thank Chris Bond again for the awesome footage.
There goes, bro! Go, Simmer! Go, Eric! Here go, Dustin! Way to go, Jack! Good job, man!
It's always a pleasure, and I think we have one more game that we're going to do that with. So one more game with Chris Bond, hopefully, if you'd be ever so kind to do that again for us. And going to be back next week with my co-host Keith Kornelek. We're going to be here for the stretch run to see, if and when we're going to make the playoffs and what our seed's going to be. It's going to be big, so I'm looking forward to that. Special thanks again to Chris Bond. I am Chris Kalazewski for Keith Kornelek, and thank you for watching Overtime by KingsCast.